There's only one thing to do.
Drop it. Yeah.
Hey, it's RobotnikIsSexy, and we are going to have some Pokemon Showdown matches, if you know what I mean. We're going to start out with the super fun NU best tier ever, in my opinion, and he's going to lead with his nappy-headed hoe, and that is hilarious. I led with the wrong guy. I thought he might want to lead with Armaldo, aka Weird Ass, so I'm just going to switch around. And now I'm going to switch back into Gaylord, and for some reason he's going to leave Armaldo in and let me take it out. Perhaps he thought I would have overpredicted and went for the ice move, because he does have Ludicolo to resist it nicely. But, you know, that's fine. We trade Armaldo for Wailord, and that is a pretty good trade. And Garbodor is going to get paralyzed on the turn I clicked Explosion, and that turn of paralysis is actually going to save me, actually, really, because I was afraid he would stay in with Ludicolo and attack, but he doesn't. He goes into Nap-a-Headed Hoe and starts to set up, so that is going to allow me, in turn, to set up as well, and that is great, as he goes into This Nigga Icy, which, when I first read that, I laughed so fucking hard. But anyway, the only thing I have to take this guy reasonably well at all is Eviolite Mischievous, also known as Pearl. Unfortunately, even with the double power hacks, it does nothing, because Regice has Beast special defense, so I decide the best thing for me to do is to kill myself, which probably is the best thing I could have done, as he rests and Chestos with the Chesto Berry. And this is perfect, because now that I am dead, I can have a free switch in with Swellow, stall for a turn, stall for curse damage for one turn, and that is beautiful. And that is one Regice out of here, since I can facade whatever I want, and I know he doesn't want to switch into it. And, yeah. Gunk Shot is going to take its toll. It is going to take out Nap-a-Headed Hoe. And, yeah, Marowolf versus Beat Yo Ass. I have two Pokemon I've got one with Sturdy and one with Focus Sash. So I've got two Pokemon that can make the difference in this match. And without those two, I am just sunk. There's nothing I can do. And so I have to not be paralyzed, and I don't get paralyzed. And I explode on this bitch is pink. And that is amazing. I think there are 5 turns left of Rain. I've got to somehow stall it out. Otherwise, I will lose the game, and luckily Birdemic does have Protect for stalling curse damage and to get up Toxic Orb. And it so happens I do have the Yachi Berry on Torterra. I know full well from experience he can take an Ice Beam from Ludicolo, so that is 2 more turns down. Only have 1 more turn left to stall. 3 more turns down, I guess. I don't know. Whatever happens, the rain is gone, and I am free to end the match with an epic U-turn. So that is one super sexy, satisfying match. Good way to start out a PS upload, number 76. But hey, this is going to be the next match. This is going to be an OU. I'm going to be on the opposite side, because Camtasia is kind of, you know, when you press that replay button, sometimes it's like, it does the wrong thing. But anyway, he's going to leave to Flatios, suspecting that he might switch up attacks. I have no choice but to leave Hippowdon in. I was very tempted to switch into something, but yeah, with Surf and Psyshock, it's just too threatening. But I do have Choice Scarf, Nixon, Jolly Nature, all that good stuff. I'm going to lock myself into Outrage, because I didn't want to give Terrakion the Justified boost, because Justified, when you get hit by dark attacks, it raises their attack, and that would be cataclysmic for my team. So, Outrage it is. It does pretty good damage to Ferrothorn, actually. And now I'm going to take this opportunity to polish my rocks so I can threaten the rest of his team, barring Donphan. And luckily, I landed that Focus Blast. Had I missed that Focus Blast, the game would have been over right there. It would have been done. But this Donphan is going to reveal that it doesn't have Ice Shard by not using it immediately, so that's interesting. Mr. Paul is going to come out even with the Jolly Nature. He's going to do over 50% with the Icicle Crash, which is beautiful damage. I am leaning towards the Jolly Nature Mamoswine just so I can outspeed more Pokemon. I don't know. I'm not really sure on the speed tiers, but I've been really flip-flopping between Adamant and Jolly Mamoswine. But anyway, Marsquee is not going to be able to wall anything today because Infernape is too powerful. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't go into Mamoswine, that's a good question, but he did use Mach Punch earlier, so that is exactly why. And I knew my only hope was for him to miss Overheat, so yeah, I'm going to polish my rocks. He misses Overheat, which is extremely unlucky, and it's going to hand me the game on a silver platter, since Life Orb Sheer Force Landorus hits like a froggy. But yeah, that's going to be that match. This is going to be my RU match. This is going to be an RU match I had yesterday, I guess. He's going to taunt me predicting Thunder Wave or Trick, or probably Substitute, maybe. You know, so that's good, but, you know, I'm Specs, dude, so I'm just going to go for the 2-hit KO Shadow Ball. The Stone Edge is going to almost kill me, but not quite, so I can save room for later, and I can kind of do a defensive switch into Slowking, get up the Trick Room, and then switch back out. But unfortunately, he does have a Slowking of his own named Him, which is a very devious nickname, and this guy is really strange. He seems to be running max special attack, with Amnesia, because his Psychics and his Scald later is going to do a lot, and it really confused me at the time, but I should have put 2 and 2 together when Psychic did so much to Eviolite Roselia, because Eviolite Roselia's special defense is through the fucking roof! It's massive, it's like Uber defense, special defense anyway, so I'm going to trick his Slowking because it's a big threat. And now I'm going to go into Neckbeard and Wild Charge for a lot of damage, and then I'm going to get knocked out surprisingly by the Scald, because I'm used to 0 special attack Eevee, Slowking, just max HP and max special defense, but he's running his own unique Eevee build, and that build is going to be able to knock out Emboar in one shot, which surprised me, but it's okay, because I do have Samuel L. Jackson, who pretty much is a big threat to his team, and he is going to go for Pain Split on the sub. Perhaps he didn't realize that Pain Split doesn't work on Substitute. Substitute is like so good. They, in 5th generation especially, they improved Substitute so that when you attack a Substitute while holding a Life Orb, you take a Life Orb damage. Just like that Hariyama did. I think it had Life Orb. But yeah, that's crazy. Substitutes are already good enough. They block pretty much half the moves in the game. And Pain Split included, so that's awesome. So now he's going to go into this thing, and I'm like, what are you doing? I guess he suspects the Sap Sipper because he doesn't attack me directly with a grass attack, but still. Really bizarre. I'm just going to get up a sub, head charge, and that thing is done. Now he's going to go into Optimus, the Sand Slash, and break my sub as I go for head charge, and that does a hell of a lot. That is not a defensive Sand Slash in the slashiest, slightest. I don't think so, sir. And I'm going to switch into Slowking with the gut feeling that I can take 2, and I can, because it's doing like 48%, and I have leftovers. So I can just kill it with the Scald, and he knows that he's going to lose, so he's going to forfeit. Now this is going to be a slightly sped up match in OU with my Reigns stall team, and I realized why I don't play this team very much at all, and the reason is every game I have with this team, with the exception of the matches where I get my ass beat, which does happen sometimes, but barring those, every match I have with this team is at least 48 turns, 50 turns. And a lot of the time I'm not in the mood for that, but I was pretty sick of losing in OU. I was having a really off day. I had lost like 5 games in a row, and I'm like, fuck it. OU Reigns stall, let's go. He's going to punish me really nicely with Thunder Wave on Jirachi. I should have seen that coming, but I didn't, and I get punished severely because, you know, paralyzed Gengar. What are you going to do with that? Nothing. But I'm gonna do as much as I can with it. I'm gonna kind of stall away his turns of light screen and just lob Shadow Balls as I get paralyzed and stuff. But I'm doing pretty good on the paralyzing turns. I'm avoiding that 1/3 chance a lot. This Gyarados is a huge threat, though. Huge threat. And I just powered it up even more by bringing in the rain. And, but, you know, I really have to, because I have to get up the Perish Song. It's the only way I can force out this Gyarados, because this Gyarados is just raping the countryside. And, yeah, look how much damage that waterfall did. That is insane. That is insane. So, I know that he's either gonna let Gyarados die, take my Pharaoh, or he's gonna switch out. He's gonna go with Starmie, which is an interesting thing. Luckily for me, which it isn't really luck, but since I clicked the power whip, that Starmie is gone. I'm like, if you want a rapid spin, it's going to cost you your Starmie's life. But he goes for Trick instead, and I'm more than fine with that, because Starmie is a big threat. So that's out of the way. Conkeldurr is out of the way. For some reason, I didn't go for Mach Punch. So I can take it out with Hydro Pump. I did change my Keldeo a little bit, because I noticed that this team lacked some speed. So I gave it the Scarf. So it is the Scarfed Keldeo that everyone loves. But unfortunately, Scarf Keldeo is going to go down to a series of Iron Heads. Because this Jirachi is a big threat to my team, actually. I mean, I can deal with Jirachi, but he's really good on this team with Iron Head and whatnot. I actually prefer the Calm Minding one than the Iron Heading one, because a lot of my team in this Stally Drizzle team is pretty slow and can easily be flinched to death. But Spike, the Parashuffler Stally Dragonite, is going to do its thing. He's actually going to score a crit on the Gyarados, which is huge, because his spinner is knocked out. That means Gyarados is dead, and I'm just shuffling around his Pokemon with Dragon Tail. And now I have kind of a difficult choice to make. I feel like the best thing I have to take this Jirachi is my own Jirachi. Because there will be turns when he gets fully paralyzed, and when that happens, I can power up with Calm Mind or send off a Wish. And that means sooner or later, once I get 3 or 4 Calm Minds, I can do massive damage with Thunder. I guess he's going to overpredict there, go for Thunder Wave. Not happening. I'm staying in for the Alarm Hall. So now I've gotten a couple things of Calm Minds. I think I'm going to get a 4th one or 5th one, just because I want that Thunder to do a little bit more damage as I get paralyzed, and it goes for the Wish. And oddly, he is going to pass the Wish into Thunderous Therian. This is a very weak play, because look how much that Thunderbolt did. It really is a dud. It did a dud amount of damage. This is max special defense Jirachi. You can bring all of your Thunderous Ts. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care. It's going to knock them out. So I'm going to wipe him out with a Psychic, take out his own Jirachi with the Thunder. And Gyarados is going to die to Stealth Rock on the switch-in. And as you saw, I think that game was 50 turns. But, you know, that was a good game. That was a fun game. Could have gotten raped really early on, but I handled it well. Perish Song and Protect Politoed for the win, really. I mean, yeah. I think the team didn't even really work until I added Perish Song and Politoed. So, yeah, it's pretty amazing. If you think about Politoed, it was a never-used waste of space when it was first created in 2nd Gen. I actually don't know what tier it was in 2nd Gen, because I have no idea how competitive 2nd Gen works, but, you know, Politoed, it's not going to be your first pick as Water type, and then here comes Black and White 5th Gen, elevated to number 2 use in the entire game. So crazy stuff. Just a tiny little tinkering of a Pokemon's ability can skyrocket it in use. It's crazy, but yeah, that's going to be my matches. That is going to be my rant, and if you enjoyed both of them, feel free to leave a like and a comment, and I will see you later, YouTube.